touring. Like I just said, we just came back off tour.
Yeah.
You know, we're fifth, and we still touring. Still. And I do my own tours too for people. Be like, oh, yo.
You see,
I do my own tours. I did tours in Canada. I did a tour across the whole Germany and the Swiss Alps. And that's why I don't care about the hate. Cause I'm like, I got the possibility to do my own tour. Like something with Memphis Bleak. Memphis Bleak said Nori. Yayo said Jay-Z didn't have us on tour like he did, or I eat my own halal. I eat my own halal too. If you want to say that, to Memphis Bleak, I just came off my last tour. All I'm saying is when you see Jay-Z in a setting, he never really, when he's doing a Beyonce show or whatever, you don't see Memphis Bleak on the stage and him being brought out.
I seen something Tony Yayo said, Hov don't look out for me like 50 look out for him.
Oh, word? He said that?
I just want to clear that up. Hov don't have to.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right. Okay.
I'm chewing aloud on my own.
Right.
If Hov look out, I'm telling you, I'll be up there.
Right.
So when y'all see me out here, that's the Blizzle budget. But back to you, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I just want to let niggas know Hov don't have to.
What if I told you the internet just watched Jim Jones get publicly dismantled, humiliated, and clowned so brutally on livestream that fans are calling it the most disrespectful moment of his entire career? What if I told you Tony Yayo didn't just roast him, he ripped apart his ego, exposed old wounds, dragged up buried beef, and turned the whole culture upside down? Because tonight, this isn't rap beef. This isn't trolling. This isn't friendly banter. This is a digital execution, carried out live in front of thousands, with the whole world replaying the footage like it's a historic meltdown. Picture this. Jim Jones hops onto Memphis Bleak's podcast, chest out, voice loud, ready to flex his success. Ready to shut down criticism. The usual swagger. The usual bravado. The room is tense, the camera's locked in, the comments flooding faster than anyone can read them. And then like a ghost appearing from the shadows, Tony Yayo's name gets mentioned. Suddenly the energy shifts. Jim's smile cracks. His voice wavers. His whole vibe changes as if someone pressed rewind on 20 years of unresolved tension. Then it happens. Tony Yayo jumps on live. No warning, no intro, just chaos. He starts exposing industry secrets. He starts questioning loyalty. He starts calling out Jim's past. He starts dragging up stack bundles. He starts comparing bosses 50 Cent versus Jay-Z, lighting a nuclear fire under the already unstable conversation. The comments explode, the hosts freeze. Jim visibly starts unraveling. And Yayo? Yayo laughs. A cold, taunting laugh that sends social media into meltdown. Fans are screaming, "Jim got violated." Clips go viral in seconds. Even celebrities jump in, choosing sides, pouring gasoline on the flames. Because this wasn't just a roast. This was Jim Jones getting exposed. In real time. By a man who came prepared to destroy him. The moment Tony Yayo's name slipped into the conversation, the entire room shifted like a pressure drop before a tornado. Jim Jones had been sitting comfortably on Memphis Bleak's podcast, chin high, voice steady, bragging about his independence, his tours, his hustle, the "I built this myself" narrative he always leans on. The energy was chill, controlled, almost too smooth, but then Bleak casually said, Yayo was talking crazy again, and it was like someone unplugged the sun from the room. Jim's eyes narrowed, his body language stiffened, his smirk faded into a tight-lipped glare, and before anybody could process the shift, the live chat was already exploding. Tony Yayo is watching. This about to get ugly. Jim heated. And then, like a villain making a surprise entrance, Tony Yayo popped into the live. No announcement. No warm-up. No respect. Just chaos. The second his face appeared, the comments detonated like fireworks in a gas tank. Fans were screaming in all caps. He really pulled up, and Jim can't run now. It didn't help that Yayo was grinning that grin. The one he gets when he's about to tear someone apart and enjoy every second of it. Yayo wasted zero time. No small talk, no icebreaker. He leaned straight into the heat, like he'd been rehearsing his lines for years. Yo, Jim. You lookin' stressed, boy. You good? You could almost hear the knife slide out of its sheath. Jim tried to laugh it off, but the laugh cracked midway. Memphis Bleak pressed his lips together, trying not to react, but the tension was thick enough to chew. The chat erupted with clown emojis, memes, people typing. He folded already before Jim even said a word. Then Yayo kept pushing, relentless, calculated. He dragged up the Jay-Z comments, the loyalty accusations, the narrative he's been spinning publicly for months. 50 Cent takes care of his people. Jay-Z doesn't. And this time, he didn't just mention it, he weaponized it. Yo, Bleak, you see how Fifth take care of me? That's love. That's loyalty. Jim, who take care of you like that? I'll wait. The room froze. Jim's jaw tightened, his nostrils flared. He shot back immediately. Ain't nobody supposed to take care of me. I take care of myself. But Yayo cut him off. Live. Brutally. Like he owned the entire internet. Nah. Chill. Don't get emotional. We talkin' facts. You don't got no big homie looking out for you. Whole squad look hungry standing behind you while you flex. And the way he said hungry? It was disrespect dipped in venom. Jim leaned forward, ready to swing through the screen. His voice shook with anger he was trying too hard to hide. Don't talk about my people. None of my men's starving. Yayo raised an eyebrow like he knew something Jim didn't want the world to hear. You sure? 'Cause the industry talk different. In one moment, the entire conversation flipped. This wasn't debates about touring anymore. This wasn't playful banter. This was Tony Yayo poking a raw nerve, a nerve connected directly to Jim's pride, his reputation, and the fan base he built off looking like a boss. The comments exploded. He said your team broke. Jim about to break down. Yayo snapping. Jim tried regaining control, but he was rattled. Every comeback he attempted landed half-hearted, forced, sweaty. Yayo smelled blood and went for the throat. You talk all that rich money talk, but why your people still look stuck? Fifth moved me out the hood, put me in positions. Where your positions at, Jimmy? Where your moves at? Jim slammed his hand on the table. Stop worrying about my pockets. My team good. Yayo leaned in closer to the camera, laughing like the world's most disrespectful villain. You sound hurt. You sound triggered. Look at you getting tight. Relax, Capo. We just talkin' truth. It was psychological warfare. And Yayo was winning effortlessly. Then Yayo dropped the first off-camera bombshell, a story nobody expected. I heard you left stack bundles in the hood, boy. I heard you ain't protect your man. That's why he ain't here today. The room went silent. Like the oxygen evaporated. Memphis Bleak's eyes widened. Jim froze stone still. Like someone pressed pause on him. The viewers went insane. The chat flooded instantly. Yayo went too far. Jim starting to twitch. He brought up Stack. Jim's voice cracked as he exploded. Watch your mouth. Don't play with Stack's name. That was family. Don't disrespect that man. But Yayo kept going. Calm. Cold. Heartless. If that was family, why he died where he died? Why wasn't he out the hood? Fifth wouldn't have let that happen to me. That's the difference. Jim slammed the table again. Eyes glossy, rage or pain, nobody knew. Yo, you a clown, Yayo. You don't know nothing. Nothing. Yayo laughed. The most disrespectful laugh of the entire live. Look at you. Heated. Sweating. Flustered. You easy work. The chat lost their minds. Jim getting cooked. Yayo up 1,000 points. This a massacre. Jim tried speaking again, but his voice cracked a second time. A second crack is all the internet needs to declare defeat. Then a second leak hit the live. Someone screen shared an old clip of Jim saying he wished he moved Stack differently. That clip played like a courtroom confession behind him. Jim's face turned red. He shouted over the audio, "Turn that off! Turn that off!" But Yayo just smirked, shook his head slowly, and whispered into his mic, "Jimmy, the internet remembers." Memphis Bleak buried his face in his hands. The chat went beyond nuclear. Then, the cliffhanger. The moment that broke the entire timeline. Yayo leaned back, looked Jim dead in the eyes through the screen, and said, "You want to tell them, or should I tell them, what really happened on that G-Unit and Dipset night? 'Cause I swear on everything, Jimmy. You don't want me to say it." Jim's entire body language collapsed. His confidence evaporated. Bleak shouted, "Yo, chill, not tonight." And then Yayo said the final words before the live cut out words that sent shockwaves across every platform. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. The screen went black. The live ended. The internet exploded. Because now everyone wants to know, what secret does Tony Yayo have that made Jim Jones panic on camera and shut down the entire live? When that live stream shut off, the internet didn't just react, it rioted. Every gossip page, every fan account, every reaction channel immediately hit record and started screaming the same question: what does Tony Yayo know? The replay clips were everywhere, and in each one you could see the exact second Jim Jones's confidence collapsed. His eyes dropped, his breathing changed, his whole facade melted like wax under a blowtorch. People slowed the footage down frame by frame the way detectives analyze interrogation videos. Because the moment Yayo said, "You want Emmy to tell them," or "You want to tell them," Jim didn't blink, didn't swallow, didn't move. He froze. And the internet smelled fear. Within minutes, alleged insider leaks started flying across Twitter and IG like drones in a war zone. Some claimed Yayo had dirt on a huge backstage incident between Dipset and G-Unit from the early 2000s. Others swore Yayo had receipts that Jim wasn't as gangster as he portrayed. And then an anonymous account dropped a bomb. Yayo been holding on to this story for years. Someone switched sides during that tour run. Someone folded. Someone hid. That's all I'm saying. Fans lost their minds. Who switched sides? Who folded? Who hid? Every name pointed back to one man, Jim Jones. Then, like gasoline on an open flame, a leaked audio clip hit the internet. The audio was grainy, someone whispering into a phone like they were hiding in a closet. But the voice? Oh, the voice sounded very familiar to anyone who followed G-Unit era chaos. The whisper said, "Jimmy ain't want no smoke on that night. Fifth, no. Banks, no. Yayo definitely no." The clip was 7 seconds long. It broke the internet for 7 hours straight. People demanded answers. Fans begged Yayo to spill. Jim's supporters tried defending him, but even they were nervous. Because when you see a man get rattled that fast, that hard, with one sentence, you know there's something he does not want out. Meanwhile, Tony Yayo was having the time of his life. He started liking shady comments. He reposted memes clowning Jim. He laughed about it on his IG story. He didn't say what he knew, but he kept throwing hints like frisbees. I ain't even start yet. They better chill. Old stories still hit different. It was psychological warfare. And Yayo was winning with one hand tied behind his back. Then a new twist dropped. Memphis Bleak posted a clip from the podcast after the live ended. His mic was still on. He didn't know the cameras were rolling yet. And in the background, you can hear Bleak say, "Damn, Jimmy wasn't ready for that." Fans played the clip 500,000 times in 24 hours. People yelled. Bleak confirmed it. Bleak knows what Yayo knows. Bleak exposed him without trying. Suddenly the Dipset G-Unit Cold War of the early 2000s was resurrected from the dead. OGs started posting cryptic tweets. Rappers from both camps began choosing sides. Even mainstream celebs got involved. One A-list comedian posted, "That man Yayo turned into Thanos on live." But then, things went nuclear. A viral thread surfaced, claiming that the secret incident Yayo hinted at happened during a backstage confrontation at a show where tensions between both crews were sky high. According to this insider, one man allegedly retreated behind security while others stood firm. The thread never said the name, but the wording was so obvious, the internet didn't need the dots connected. And then a second anonymous voice note dropped. This one sounded panicked, rushed. Almost like the person recording it didn't want to get caught. I'm telling you, Yayo saved the footage. He kept that clip. Jimmy know Yayo got it. That's why he shut down. Footage, clip, evidence. The internet spiraled into madness. People demanded the video. Memes started showing Yayo holding a USB drive labeled Jimmy's funeral. TikTok creators acted out dramatic reenactments. YouTubers were already doing hour-long breakdowns of grainy screenshots. Jim Jones? Silent. Which made everything worse. The longer he stayed quiet, the louder the internet became. Fans accused him of plotting damage control. Others claimed he was scrambling behind the scenes, trying to stop Yayo from leaking the footage. Rumors flew that lawyers got involved, that behind closed doors calls were made. A trending tweet said, "If Jim responds, he loses. If he stays silent, he loses." Yayo checkmated him. And then, the meltdown. Jim finally went live. His energy was off. His voice shaky. His tone defensive. He talked in circles, repeating himself, dodging questions. People watching typed. He rattled. He scared. Yayo broke him. He acting guilty. Jim tried to laugh. It sounded forced. He tried to talk tough. It sounded hollow. He tried to brush off the rumors. It fell apart immediately. Then the live glitched audio cut for 3 seconds, and in that moment, Jim's face showed exact, unfiltered panic. That clip went viral instantly as the face of a man who knows he is finished. But the worst part? Yayo commented on Jim's live. Just 3 words. "Should I drop it?" The chat exploded. Jim's eyes widened. He immediately ended the stream. And the internet screamed collectively. Yayo has the footage. Jim is done. This is the biggest humiliation of 2025. But what nobody realized yet was that the real bombshell hadn't even been revealed. A new leak was about to emerge, a leak that would make everything so far look tame. The internet was already on fire when the third and final explosion hit, an explosion so violent, so humiliating, so wildly cinematic that fans swore they were watching the collapse of Jim Jones's entire public image in real time. Because just when everyone thought Tony Yayo had already delivered the fatal blow, he pulled out something nobody was prepared for. Something that flipped the entire narrative into a full-blown, career-shaking catastrophe. It started with a mysterious countdown posted on Yayo's Instagram story. No caption, no explanation. Just a ticking clock gif and the phrase, "Let's tell the truth tonight." The whole culture froze. Twitter went manic. YouTube commentators hit go live. Memphis Bleek's name trended again for no reason at all. Everyone thought Yayo was about to drop the rumored footage, the clip that supposedly shows what really happened in that backstage confrontation between Dipset and G-Unit all those years ago. People were pacing in their rooms. Fans were screen recording. Even celebrities were waiting for Yayo o'clock. And then, boom, a leaked video hit Twitter. But here's the twist. It wasn't the backstage clip. It was worse. Way worse. The leaked clip showed Jim in a private room on a Zoom call recorded without his knowledge. He was talking to someone off-screen, clearly stressed, clearly shaken, pacing in circles, rubbing his head like he'd been awake for 3 nights straight. And then he said it. "Yo, if Yayo drops that story, it's gonna mess everything up. I can't have that out right now." The internet erupted, because the way he said mess everything up with fear, with tension, with desperation sounded exactly like a man who knows he's holding on to a secret he can't bury anymore. The clip spread across Twitter in under 20 seconds. Comments exploded like grenades. Jim really scared. Tony Yayo got this man shook. You don't panic like that unless you did something. And just when people thought the situation couldn't get messier, a second angle of the same leaked clip surfaced. This one had enhanced audio. Someone boosted the background mic, and you could hear the off-screen voice telling Jim, "Just apologize, bro. Yayo ain't playing. Just get ahead of it." Apologize? To Tony Yayo? After humiliating himself on Bleak's podcast, Jim snapped back with pure anger. I ain't apologizing. They tryna violate. They tryna clown me. But the voice off camera pleaded, you don't get it. He still got the video. Instant meltdown. Twitter went nuclear level chaotic. Every corner of the internet kept repeating one phrase. The video. The video. The video. Nobody knew exactly what the footage showed, but everyone agreed on one thing. Whatever it was, whatever happened that night, Jim did not want it out. Then Tony Yayo himself poured gasoline on the inferno. He went live. Smiling, calm, terrifyingly composed. He didn't yell. He didn't roast. He didn't attack. Instead, he said, you see how that man reacted when I said I had a story? Look how he jumped. Look how he ended the live. Look how he panicking online. If I ain't have something real, why he sweating? The live chat turned into the digital equivalent of screaming fans at a boxing match. Drop the video. Drop the story. End him. But Yayo wasn't done. He leaned closer and whispered, Jimmy know what he did. I ain't gotta say it. He already told on himself. That line hit the internet like a nuclear warhead, screenshots everywhere, people tattooing the quote onto memes, TikTok reenactments dramatizing Yayo as a mafia boss rocking back in his chair while Jim spirals into madness. But then, the twist. Yayo started reading messages he claimed he got from industry figures after the stream. He said rappers, DJs, producers, even some Dipset-affiliated names hit him up privately with their own stories about Jim. Names blurred out, voices distorted, but the messages sounded real. One said, Jimmy been hiding behind his image for years. You're the first one to crack him. Another, Stack's death still haunts him. You touched a nerve nobody touches. Another, he been ducking accountability. Maybe this wakes him up. And the wildest one, don't let him spin it. Tell the full story. Everyone in Harlem knows. The internet lost its mind. Was this real? Was this trolling? Was this a coordinated exposure campaign? Because everything lined up too perfectly. Jim's meltdown, the leaked calls, the rumors, the panic, the anxiety in his voice. The way he froze the moment Yayo said, should I drop it? It all pointed to one truth. Jim Jones was afraid, and not afraid of rumors. Not afraid of jokes. Not afraid of memes. He was afraid of the story. The story Yayo hinted at. The story insiders kept referencing. The story Jim begged not to see the light of day. Then the next leak hit. Someone released photos from the night of the alleged backstage incident. Blurred faces. Security everywhere. A clearly tense Jim Jones being pulled back by two Dipset members. And one photo, the one that broke the entire internet, showed Tony Yayo leaning forward, smiling coldly, while Jim looked away. The caption added by the leaker, Yayo been holding this over him for years. The internet couldn't breathe. Jim tried to respond, but the damage was too deep. He went live again, yelling, defensive, incoherent. He blamed haters. He blamed narratives. He blamed bloggers. He blamed the internet weirdos. But the more he yelled, the worse it looked. He wasn't defending himself. He was unraveling. His face red. His voice cracking. His tone defeated. And then the moment that sealed his fate. Tony Yayo commented, again. Truth hurts, huh? Jim's eyes widened. He froze. And for the second time, in 48 hours, he shut off his live immediately. The internet treated it like the final bell in a boxing match. Yayo by knockout. Jim retired mid-fight. Historic clowning. Career-ending embarrassment. And memes flooded the timeline faster than anyone could refresh. But here's the part nobody expected. A G-Unit affiliate dropped this message. The story ain't even the worst part. What's coming next? That's the real problem. The entire culture held its breath, because if this wasn't the worst part, what kind of bombshell was waiting on the horizon? And more importantly, why does Tony Yayo look so calm, while Jim Jones looks like a man running out of time? If you're still here right now, heart pounding, brain buzzing, replaying every leak, every meltdown, every moment Jim Jones crumbled under Tony Yayo's pressure. Then you already know. This isn't just gossip. This isn't just rap drama. This is a full-scale cultural emergency unfolding in real time, and the next update could drop at any second. And if you're not locked in, if you're not subscribed, not following, not tapped into every alert, you're gonna miss the moment the truth finally detonates. Because think about it, Tony Yayo hasn't even dropped the full story yet. He hasn't released the footage. He hasn't named names. He hasn't revealed what really happened backstage that night. The leaks we've seen so far? Those are crumbs, teasers, trailers for the main explosion. And when that final bomb drops, and trust me, it's coming, it's going to change everything we thought we knew about Dipset, G-Unit, loyalty, betrayal, and the entire history of New York rap beefs. You do not want to be the person hearing about it hours later through a repost. You want to be front row, first in line, watching it unfold before the internet even knows how to react. So right now hit like, smash it, break it, make the algorithm beg for mercy. Comment below. Tell me whose side you're on. Team Yayo? Team Jim? Or Team I need the footage now? Your voice isn't just welcomed, it's fuel for this fire. And most importantly, subscribe. Turn on all notifications. Don't play yourself by missing the next explosion. Because the story isn't over. The story isn't even close to over. And when the next leak drops, if you're not here to see it, you won't just be behind, you'll be lost.